Showtime. There we are. We're on, I think.
We're on. Amazing. Thank you, everybody who is joining us tonight for this energy healing transmission with myself and Lorraine. Obviously, if you've joined us, you've probably had a look at what we're focusing on tonight, which is unlocking your inner potential and enabling yourself to understand how to shield yourself when you're going out into the day-to-day world. I think it's really important, not necessarily from a perspective of walking into a space of fear and feeling like we need to guard ourselves from the world around us. It's more about coming into our inner power and having that energy that enables you to be that kind of person that walks into a room with confidence and ease, knowing that you're guarded and safe and surrounded by this sort of love frequency at all times. And that is entirely possible. I used to be somebody who would be, I would actually be a bit of a hermit and wouldn't really like going out and about, and would be someone that would keep myself very much to myself. If you saw me a year ago, I would not be doing this. But it's just working with that energy of finding that inner confidence, that inner power, that inner warrior energy, and working with that daily, however that might look to you. And so that's what we're going to work on tonight. And so Lorraine's put together an incredible meditation for us all to work with. And in the background, I'm going to be working again to bring the Ruhani energy healing to you. And we're going to be focusing tonight on the mind. So working on the head, sort of any limiting beliefs that may be residual and residing there that are actually holding you back from stepping into your inner potential. Anything in the heart space, any fear energy that is still stagnant there, we're going to be opening up that space to allow you to let in that confidence and that self-love aspect of yourself to reside in that space. And then also I'm going to be focusing on your root chakra, and that is to bring you that sense of groundedness and strength. And like I said, being able to be in your inner power and resilience as you go through your day to day. So this will be sort of going in the background as we work on the meditation. And then after that, we will be opening up the floor for anybody who wants to ask us any questions or of how they can, maybe sort of continue to do this on the day to day. Or if you've just got any questions in general that you'd like to ask that's in alignment with what we're sharing tonight. So we're happy to have you all here and ready to join us.
Thank you, Lottie. I just want to say good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everybody that's joining us. And thank you so much for being here. It's just an absolute honour to share this space with you all. And I just would like to ask before we begin, please can you subscribe and like and share this video and subscribe to Lottie's channel. Her information is in the information section under this video. Just that we can reach more people, because the idea is that we'll be doing more of these meditations and healings and kind of Q&As to help everybody, because it's, kind of ropey old time in the world. And obviously, everyone's kind of waking up and coming on their spiritual journey. And we want to be here to help you do this. So I just want to, there's a lady that I speak to called Carol Fleming in Australia, and she showed me this poem earlier, and I just want to read it before we start, because I just think it's so lovely. And it's called The Healer's Prayer, or as I prefer to say, Facilitator. So thanks for this, Carol, you absolute diamond. So it says, I will not rescue you because you are not powerless. I will not fix you because you're not broken. I will not heal you because I see your wholeness, and I will walk with you through the darkness as you remember your light. And I don't know about you, but that gives me goosebumps.
I literally goosebumps.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Absolutely lovely. And it's absolutely true. And, kind of following on from that is we heal ourselves. We can go to other people. You can attend tonight. You can do whatever, have different modalities. You might have Reiki, whatever it is. But ultimately, it's your choice and your decision to change your life and go, I'm not doing that anymore, and it's our responsibility to heal ourselves. And, it's an ongoing journey, absolutely. But, you're all really brave little warriors by just coming along this evening, because it demonstrates that you want to move forward, that you want to let go of things that are holding you back, and this is we want to make this a safe space for you to be able to do that with us and share what we know. So anyway, So before we go into the meditation, I just want to kind of consider the true essence of the word protection. It's often when we say we're protecting our energy, it can be quite, as Lottie kind of pointed out, it can be quite like, if I'm going to the shops, I need to protect my energy because and we can get kind of flappy about it. But what that does is that sends a signal out to the universe to basically say that we don't trust our own energy and we don't kind of believe in ourselves. We just always need to remember that we're powerful, beings of light, and we're strong and resilient by nature. And we're absolutely, capable of shaping and strengthening, and directing our energy with purpose and intention. So this meditation is going to help you create a radiant field that will naturally reinforces your power. So, and it allows us to only invite in what resonates with your higher self and releasing anything that doesn't align to us. So throughout this meditation, you'll connect deeply with your higher self. We're always connected. We're never, ever not connected. In the work I do, this is what I say all day long. We're never not connected. Sometimes the connection might not. So let me just explain briefly. So sometimes we ask in the universe or a higher self for answers, or the angels. We don't get them. When we don't get them, what that can mean is that we have to kind of work it out, and it's part of our soul contracts and our journey. Right? So we feel, left alone, we feel, kind of isolated, lonely, nobody's helping me. But it's that, what that does is that kind of, reaction, it creates resistance. So it just pulls what we're wanting even further away from us. Right. So I know that's a bit of a poo kind of sandwich, but that's how it works, because everything is energy, right? That's why you're here today. So we're going to help you, build this shield that's going to accompany you in your daily life. And it's just going to guide you so you can gain clarity, resilience, and, kind of peace in any situation. So as you practice this energy shield, it's going to become a part of you, an integral part of you and your consciousness. And throughout this session, we'll also explore how to integrate this shield in different aspects of your physical human life, so that's going to be really empowering for you. So anyway, let's begin. So just make yourself really comfy. If you need to move around and kind of maybe shake your arms a bit, shake off any energy that, isn't serving you, whether it's first thing in the morning, afternoon or evening. I just want you to close your eyes down now. And just to begin to let your body relax completely as you take this sacred time out for you. And as you settle down even further with your arms and legs uncrossed, taking long, slow, deep breaths in, filling your lungs completely. And on the next breath, just hold that breath for a moment. And then slowly exhale, releasing any tension, stress, or lingering thoughts. Just feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper into relaxation with each breath. As you feel your head and neck relax, as your cheeks soften, feeling your eyes and eyebrows melt into complete blissful relaxation. As your jaw unclenches, with your teeth resting apart, untouching. Feel your shoulders drop down and relax as you feel a wave of relaxation flow through your entire body. Now bring your awareness to just above your head, and you notice that there is a gentle, radiant but powerful light. This is your higher self. This light represents your purest essence, your true wisdom, and your internal guidance. Imagine this light, warm and all-encompassing, descending gently down from the top of your head down to your toes. As you allow it to fill your body completely, filling you with love, guidance, and inner peace. As the light of your higher self continues to flow through you, feel it merging with your energy, grounding you in its wonderful wisdom. Trust that this connection with your higher self is always accessible. It's always there to support and guide you. As you take a few more deep breaths, allowing this beautiful union, and let this energy deepen your sense of strength and inner peace. Now imagine another warm, radiant light just above you, shining with a soft, healing glow. Imagine this light gently cascading down you like a shower of energy. Feel it flowing over your head, your shoulders, down your arms, all the way down through your body to the tips of your toes. As this beautiful, magnificent light clears away any stagnant energy, stress, or emotional blocks or burdens that you may be carrying. Feel, sense, see or know that this light is sweeping through each layer of your auric field, dissolving any heaviness or attachments, and leaving your entire energy field feeling refreshed, light and bright. This shower not only cleanses, but also repairs. It fills any weak spots in your auric field with renewed strength and power. Just allow yourself to feel lighter, renewed, balanced, as this cleansing energy continues to gently flow around you. Now bring your focus to your heart center, where a spark of light resides. This light represents your deep inner strength, the very core of your being. As you breathe, let this light expand and grow brighter, filling your entire chest with warm, healing, green, glowing light. Each breath nurtures this light, allowing it to expand outward. Feel this beautiful healing light moving through every cell, down your arms and legs, reaching all the way to your fingertips and toes. Allow it to fill your entire being, illuminating you from within. You are now activating your inner power, awakening the energy that is uniquely yours. A strength that renews and heals every part of you. As this light continues to expand, feel, see, sense or know, it's forming a cocoon around you, a protective energy field that is both gentle and resilient. This cocoon is your personal energy shield, a radiant field that keeps your energy safe and strong, allowing in only what aligns with your highest and greatest good. Now bring your awareness to the boundaries of this energy shield around you. With each inhale, imagine it growing stronger, its colours becoming richer and more vibrant. Notice the colour of your shield, whether it's a calming blue, golden yellow, or soft violet. Let's intensify those colours, creating a layer of light that is uniquely yours. Take a moment to set the intention for this shield to remain with you throughout the day, adaptable and ever present. This energy shield is not about blocking others. It's about fully embodying and understanding your own energy, radiating it outward so powerfully that only energies which lift, uplift and support you are allowed to enter your space. Imagine this shield as dynamic and flowing, a part of you that strengthens as you grow and evolve on your journey. Constant support that provides balance, grounding and empowerment. With each breath, feel this shield becoming more integrated, a living part of your consciousness. Now begin to imagine how this shield will support you in specific areas of your daily physical life. Imagine yourself interacting with others. Your shield remains intact, allowing you to stay fully present in your energy. You engage with warmth and authenticity, yet you're unaffected by negativity, obligations, or expectations around you. This shield helps you stay true to yourself, filtering out anything that doesn't align with your energy. Now imagine yourself moving through a busy environment, perhaps at work, in a shop, or maybe even on public transport. Your beautiful shield acts as a friendly buffer, keeping external stresses from reaching you. Feel how this protective energy allows you to remain calm, clear and grounded, no matter how chaotic the surroundings are. Picture in your mind's eye a relationship or interaction where you may need to hold clear boundaries. With this shield, you're empowered to communicate authentically, openly and assertively, honouring both your energy and the other person's. The boundary is strong yet flexible, helping you to engage compassionately without compromising your well-being. Now think of how this shield will support you on your spiritual journey. It provides a space of protection during meditation, reflection, or any practice where you connect deeply with yourself. This shield holds your space as sacred, allowing you to explore your inner world safely and confidently. Now let's fully integrate, install and ground this energy shield in. Imagine a magical golden cord extending from the base of your spine, reaching down deep into the earth. Feel, sense, see or know that this cord is connecting you to the earth's core, anchoring you in stability and strength. Now either out loud or in your mind, repeat these power statements after me. I am grounded. I am empowered. I am safe and secure in my light. I feel free to speak my truth. I honour myself always. I am lovable. I am enough. With each power statement, feel your shield grounding deeply within you, becoming a natural and enduring part of your being. This energy shield is now anchored into your very essence, available wherever you go and adaptable for all aspects of your physical life. as you prepare to return to your present awareness. Take a few more deep breaths, feeling the powerful strength and resilience of your shield around you. Begin to move your fingers and toes, bringing gentle movement back into your body. Roll your shoulders and take a gentle stretch. Your higher self and your energy shield will walk with you, grounding you and guiding you in every situation, empowering your boundaries, reminding you of your beautiful, magical light and strength. Know that you can return to this meditation whenever you need to strengthen, cleanse, or renew your energy. And thank and praise yourself for creating this space of renewal, trusting that your shield is always there to support you, no matter where you go. And when you feel ready, slowly open your eyes, carrying with you the peace, clarity, and empowerment of your powerful energy shield. Feel it radiating from you, holding your space as you step forward into the world. And welcome back. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I felt that tonight. You know, the energy was like coursing through me. I said to Lorraine before we jumped on here, my ears were popping, and they were popping in both ears tonight. We definitely had some incredible energy coming through then.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How did you all enjoy that? Just leave a comment. Is everyone saying hi? Thanks for all your lovely comments, and hello to you all. And maybe you came in maybe after we started, but this will be on catch up.
Yeah.
So you can absolutely catch up with it.
100%.
They'll replay the video.
Mm-hmm. The energy that I've worked on, I've put the intention out that even if you haven't jumped on the live, it will still be received for you whenever you need it. So you can watch the replay and it's still going to have the same effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you want to speak, Lottie, or?
Yeah, so I think, now as you sort of go away with that, you should, like with sort of Rahani, I always say, during the session, you may notice sort of different feelings when you're receiving the energy. So you might sort of see colors in your third eye, a bit like sort of, I like to call it like a lava lamp, comes through a bit like that, or you might sort of get warmth or tingling in your body. So I always recommend that when you come away from any of these healing sessions to make sure you have a little bit of water, mainly because what it will do is it will rebalance your system to dislodge any stagnant energy within you that doesn't serve you anymore, and remove that out of your energy space. So you might sort of get a sense of feeling a little bit sniffly in the days to come. It's all good. That's just the stagnant energy being removed from your body that doesn't serve you anymore. And it's sort of working in alignment with what we worked on tonight. So you may find in these sort of coming days that you will suddenly feel a lot more clear-headed. You'll suddenly feel a lot more confident. You'll suddenly feel a lot more grounded. Make use of that when it comes to bringing these aspects of what we've integrated into your being tonight into practice. So if you have sort of things coming up in your day-to-day life, because even though, we might sort of work on areas of us that need healing, we're still going to get things. It doesn't mean that our life is suddenly going to shift around us so that certain people on our path aren't going to trigger us anymore. That's still going to happen, but you might find that they don't have as much power over you in terms of how it would have triggered you previously. Or certainly you might find that you're more confident in putting boundaries into place should they need to be. And that could be anywhere that may be. It could be in your workspace, it could be in your personal relationships, or even with yourself. Sometimes I think we negate the fact that actually a lot of the time the boundaries that we need to be putting in place is with our own individual path, especially with our own healing journey, however that might look for people, that we that's a good thing. If you just started coughing like mad, that's usually your throat chakra opening up. Okay, so lean into that. It's clearing itself so it can speak up and find that voice that's been dislodged.
Absolutely. And I'll just kind of jump in there if I can. It's also just releasing as well. And that could be like, burping, wind from the bottom. I'm trying to be polite. It could be anything. It could, and that I like with the work that I do with clients as well. It's, I always say to them, the energy kind of can settle, and it can take anything from like, up to 72 hours for that to kind of realign and rebalance, even just from doing, meditation as well. So that's quite a normal response there. So
and even like with heart, like sometimes you come away from these things, don't you, and you think, oh, I've got like heartburn or like acid reflux or something like that, and that's your heart chakra opening up. So if there's anything that you're majorly concerned about, obviously go and get it checked out, because we're not sort of doctors, we can't sort of diagnose in those areas, but usually it is just energy dislodging and coming back into balance. So you might find you've got brain fog or something like that, and it's like Lorraine said, it's just the releasing.
It's quite common. It's very common when I'm working with people. They're coughing their guts up and then saying, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, it's great. Actually, keep coughing because it's all the kind of crap coming out." But all kind of on the subject of boundaries. I just was going to kind of just have a little mini kind of chat about this because it's so important for us to, not just like the work we've done this evening was regarding energetic boundaries, but boundaries within the physical, waking kind of world that we live in. And it's such a big kind of hot potato for a lot of people, and it's so important that we do that. So I've just got some, just want to have a quick chat about with, why we don't set boundaries. One of the reasons is there's many, but, I'm just going to kind of bring up a few that are going to help you is, it's for fear of upsetting others. When we go into that fear, I don't want to say anything. I want to keep that, I want to keep the peace, but what we often do is, we kind of sacrifice ourselves by saying either yes or no to something that we don't want to do, or we don't want the confrontation, and it's not actually confrontation. I think it's really good to try and view it as it's actually you standing in your power and speaking your truth, and being your authentic self. Because, what happens is, I was certainly there, many years ago, I'll try not to do a Ronnie Corbett tangent job, but I can't promise, is, I was in a kind of situation, kind of regarding my mum and dad, and, obviously had, a teenage daughter at the time. And it actually got to the point in my life where I was trying to please everybody, and I think a lot of us are kind of, people pleasers in varying different levels and layers. And I had to say, look, I realized that in this kind of scenario, obviously my ego's coming in now because I'm saying, I'm not saying that I didn't want to look after my mum and dad, absolutely, but the situation got that I was caring for my mum, physically, and kind of doing everything, and I couldn't do it anymore, and I had to kind of put myself first, and I had to set the boundaries and say, look, we're going to have to put something else in place. So that's just a kind of example where we always put ourselves last, and even with our kids as well. And, I think it's so important to remember, if we're not okay, nobody else is okay. So, that's something to remember as well, and sometimes it's the lack of knowledge. Like, how do I set a boundary? And it just feels overwhelming. We could just get so overwhelmed with, oh God, I can't do that. Depending on what kind of personality we are, if we're not kind of outgoing and kind of all used to kind of speaking our truth, it can feel really scary, but, it's so important that we do it, and guilt as well. Guilt is like a huge, and it's one of, and I'll speak about this further in other, kind of chats that we have. But guilt is one of the kind of lowest vibrational frequencies that we can kind of be in. And I'm not saying it in the sense of, oh, high vibe, happy clapper, happy clappy spiritual kind of way. It links to, the energy links to an emotion, so that, impacts us. So how can you kind of move forward? Number one is kind of identifying your needs, because what we do is we absolutely think about everybody else's needs, but we don't do our own. So that might be just, I know if you've got little kids, it's not, you're probably just shouting at the screen saying, oh, yeah, but I've had kids. It's not like I'm a parent, so I do get it. But, even if it's just shutting the bog door for 5 minutes, but they're all banging on it, aren't they? Going, mummy, mummy. I get it. But like, even if it's once they're all to bed, you make just 10 or 15 minutes to just sit in your energy and just reflect, and either write it down. If you don't like writing, just voice note it into a phone. You know, you don't always have to journal. Journaling is amazing. Nikki tell me off for saying that. But journaling is amazing, but not everybody likes to do it. And I've got to say, I'm one of those people. I don't like journaling either. But I voice note when I can. So yeah, it's just like recognizing, like just taking those first steps. Just Rome wasn't built in a day. So kind of the next thing is start small. So just begin with one small boundary, and it might be something like, when the kids are asking for something, you're saying no because you don't want to feel bad. It could just be something simple like that. And we're getting loads of comments. So yeah, we'll have a look at those in a minute. Just want to kind of wrap this up. So yes, start small, communicate clearly, just be direct. And it's not actually, it's you standing in your power, and you're worthy and deserving of having your needs met just as everybody else is. And I get it, being a mum, it is, they kind of do come first, but if you're not okay, they're not going to be okay. You end up getting irritated, losing your temper, been there. And even I've got a 20-year-old now, and she still does my Sweden sometimes. But anyway, I love you, Scarlett. But like I say, it'll feel uncomfortable at first. And when you do start putting these boundaries in, you're probably going to get pushback. This is the kind of pooey end of the stick. But you've just got to stay strong, and especially with kids, once you start bending, they'll give them an inch and they'll take a mile. But, it could be with like an elderly, it could be like with even an elderly kind of parent, maybe if they're ringing you, I know a friend of mine, I'm not going to say her name, but it's that they're constantly ringing, and it's like, where's the boundary? I'm trying to work, I'm trying to do my bits and bobs, so yeah. And it's, being kind to yourself. It's not selfish. We're programmed since birth to put everybody else before ourselves, and it's not selfish, but it can feel uncomfortable. But get used. The way you'll have the most growth physically and spiritually is get used to being uncomfortable. Get comfortable, that's the phrase. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because the more you are, your growth and expansion and evolvement spiritually and on the human journey will absolutely shoot beyond your wildest recognition. So start setting those boundaries, and just one day at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day. So
completely agree.
Yeah, go on.
And once you do them, like, you hit the ground running. Like I was like, I struggled with that massively, but like I had to get it to the point of in the past when I really suffered with being like bending over backwards to please everybody else other than myself. And it's exactly like you said, Lorraine, like you get to that point that, but if I'm not okay, then it actually doesn't serve the overall picture. I made that choice when I left the corporate world to do this now. And I was on that sort of like teetering bit of like, do I give my notice in? And like, I've only been in this company for a couple of months and I'm going to let so many people down. And I just thought, well, do you know what? Look at the bigger picture. I'm letting myself down if I don't make this decision. And I could actually be, I'm letting the company down because I don't want to be here. I'm not enjoying the job. It's not serving me. And I might be opening the door for somebody who does want to be here. So it's kind of looking at it from all different perspectives of actually how may I be putting in a boundary in a place that is actually going to be beneficial for everybody involved. Looking at it from a different perspective, not the perspective that, like you said, we've been conditioned to think from, which is that selfish perspective. Sometimes it's got a bigger reason as to why we need to put those boundaries in place, and it can actually be beneficial for others. Yeah, we might annoy someone for putting those boundaries in place first and foremost, but who's to say that they're not going to learn a lesson from that? Because there's something about that that's going to trigger them and is actually going to lead them to overcome obstacles that they've put in place. So they've all got their benefits, whatever way we look at them.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you've got any questions, just put them in and we'll try and get to as many as we can. So Sylvia Carthy said that was amazing, beautiful, felt grounded, knowing that whenever I go, I put it round me before I go out. Exactly that. Yeah. But it's not in the energy of, I need to, I think there's a lot of spiritual kind of mumbo jumbo out there where it's like, you've got to protect your energy, and, or someone's just going to siphon all your energy. I mean, that is happening. And it is exactly, it's fear. And what that does is that just lowers your frequency even more. So that kind of negative kind of energy you're like attracting it. like I was saying earlier, it's that kind of resistance that attracts it. So yeah, like she's saying about a third eye and open seeing to all colours. Exactly, that's another lot. A lot of people get hung up on, especially in the work I do, is they say, "Oh, I don't visualise." It doesn't matter. If you start seeing colours, I see colours all the time. It's amazing. Sometimes I see in my mind's eye. Lottie probably and Nikki visualise a lot more than I do, but it's just going with what you feel, what you sense, or start trusting that inner voice, that higher self, because that's always there, but we turn it away and go, "Oh, I'm making it up. That's not right." Start trusting it and it will just keep working for you. But the colors are beautiful, and just tap into them, and start asking questions. Why are you showing me this color? What does this mean? Ask, and sometimes you'll get an answer, but whatever comes through, trust it. Don't doubt it. Just trust it. Yeah, trust it. Absolutely.
And sometimes like I think that when we're sort of like tapping into our own abilities, that's the first one that people always go to. It's like the seeing aspect of it. Your strongest ability that you're starting off with might not be clairvoyance. It might be something else. You might be somebody who is a clairsentient first and foremost, and you're sensing things, or you might be someone who has that ability of claircognizance, which is that just innate knowing without a doubt. And it could be that those are your strongest ones that you're starting off with. So it's kind of like tapping into those different senses. And when you're going into like a guided meditation or something like alongside that, opening all of your sort of awareness to all of those senses and thinking, what am I feeling into first? When I go into a reading, it's all dependent on, if I'm sort of doing a mediumship reading, the energy that I'm working with. So the spirit person that may be stepping forward to connect with me, they may not have been very good with visual things in life. So they're going to connect to me differently. So when I go into that, I go in with the intention of opening all my senses and feeling around to which one may be highlighted more than another. And so just have a look at yourself first when you're stepping into guided meditations, or even in your day-to-day life. What part of your senses is most prominent for you? What are you more driven by? And that's more likely going to be the stronger clair ability that you're starting off with. And then the others will start opening up as you move along.
Absolutely. And I think another thing we need to kind of bust the myth on is, I'm bringing kind of some of my own perception in here, but we get too hung up on what other people are doing. Somebody else sees more or somebody else does more, and it can make us feel, oh, well, actually, I haven't got that. But it doesn't, like Lottie was saying, just go with what your strongest sense is. And it can change as well. For example, my own awakening journey, I'll speak more about that another video. I was very visual when I was up in the, multiverse on planets, seeing all sorts, and absolutely. But then that stopped after 6 months, and I felt, and I went into kind of a bit of a spiritual ego, thinking, why are they taking it away from me? But it wasn't. I didn't need to. It's the stuff that I just needed to see, and they were showing me the ropes, if you like. Yeah. Didn't get a very long training course, really, to be honest. But anyway. Yeah, so just go with what you think on that and start trusting it and just play with it, but have fun with it. It doesn't need to be all serious. Just have fun with it, because the universe is funny.
I agree.
It's really light-hearted. And, once you start going into the joy and everything's just kind of lovely, then you get more of it. So Lacey loves crochet. Oh, I don't know how to do that, but I'd love to. 57 years before I finally put myself first. 3 kids, parents, friends. Yeah, go Lacey. Working on my boundaries has been life-changing for me this year. Absolutely. And it doesn't matter how old we are or how young we are. It's irrelevant. Every journey is different. There's not one set way of doing this. And, I'm 56, so I'm not far behind you, Lacey. Being 56, I didn't wake up until I was 52. So, there's never too late. It's always time, and what's meant to be will never pass us by, whatever that is. So, and Lacey says about a guilt in another video. Yeah, we can speak about guilt. It's honestly, it's one of the most lowest vibrational frequencies as a spiritual and a physical being that we can hold. I think if I remember rightly off the list, I don't know if shame is the bottom one. I think guilt might be.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but anyway, they're pretty.
Because it's still out of alignment, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So guilt is a big issue, but we can
Mm-hmm.
move through anything. We're so resilient, and
Yeah.
you know, we kind of beat ourselves up. You know, we've got that inner critic, you know, that kind of plagues us, and we just need to turn that voice off and turn the kind, gentle one on. Because a lot of the things that we say in our heads, we wouldn't say to our friends. So if we wouldn't say it to a friend, stop saying it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually only like we only usually do it because we've been conditioned to think that way about ourselves, that is limiting beliefs from the world around us. It's not what we genuinely feel about ourselves, and we would never consider to talk to ourselves like that from the minute that we were born into this world. You know, it's just how we are conditioned to perceive ourselves. But we can always shift that at any minute.
Absolutely. And Rosina again. I've always been a people pleaser. Now that I'm finally looking after me, I'm now apparently selfish. Oh, right, okay. This is, I mean, exactly. And this comes from the people that saying I should look after me more. You'll always get that resistance and pushback because the people that benefited from your lack of boundaries will be seething. And that's how you know, like fair weather friends will drop off. You know, when you're a benefit to people, you know, especially, you know, kind of friends, family, it's kind of a bit different. But yeah, you'll always get that pushback.
Yeah.
But you just have to stand in your power and your truth and self-love for yourself and honor yourself and meet your needs, you know, and it can be done really quickly or it can be done really slowly. That's the absolute honesty, you know.
I think sometimes as well, it happens, doesn't it, that it can also be with people like that. It's because it's an ego perspective, because they're actually looking at it thinking, I wish I could do that. And so they're reacting out of ego because they've given you the confidence to do it, but they can't do it themselves. So in that, you could be helping them again. Like I said before, you know, you're triggering something in them that makes them think, I need to level up. So it's not always a bad thing. Just keep moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And just clearly communicate. You know, it doesn't have to be like a full-on big massive conversation. It could just be a statement, you know. Obviously, you know, in that situation, just using this as an example, you could say something like, well, you know, that's not what you were telling me last week. You know, I'm being selfish now for doing the things. Okay, thank you very much. And you're not doing it in a sarcastic, you know, well, you probably want to, but you know, you're not doing it in a snarky way. You're just kind of making light of it and laughing, because I think again, that laughing just breaks the energy.
Disperses it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what other questions have we got coming in? Oh, hang on. This is kind of off topic, but do we need to step into the 1111 gateway portal at 11 a.m? I heard this morning. Can you feel the truth in this? All energy portals are powerful, and they're not just powerful at a particular time on a certain day. They kind of open up normally a few days forward, sometimes weeks. It depends. You know, that's a whole kind of topic for another day. You know, and energy portals, they can go on for a few days or weeks. So, you know, just do whatever you feel like. Tap into your heart. The best way, if you want an answer, just put your hands on your chest and just close your eyes and breathe and ask the question. Your higher self will drop in the answer, but it's the answer that you know already.
Yeah.
You know, we don't always need that external, you know, kind of, you know,
guidance.
we don't need that guidance. It's already within you. So even, you know, some of the stuff that Lottie and I are saying, you know, take it with a pinch of salt. Some of it will land, some of it will resonate, some of it won't. That's okay. You know, nobody, you know, even I think for the gurus out there, you know, that a lot of people watching, you know, with their high numbers, you know, that a lot of them are only telling you their own perspective. That's all they can ever tell you, just like Lottie and I can. It's a perspective, it's a viewpoint, and that's, you know, it's not saying you've got to have the same viewpoint as us, but there's a perspective. But we're hoping that some of this might just trigger and go, oh yeah, actually, I you know, I kind of believe that, or no, I think that's different. That's okay. That's what this space is for you know, everybody to just kind of come together and, you know, feel heard and listened to.
And sometimes it does actually highlight, doesn't it? You know, if there is something that maybe triggers that feeling of like, that doesn't feel right to me, but then it does highlight what does, and allows you to lean back into that sort of what does serve you and your path even more so. If you don't have that awareness, you don't know. That's why I always say, like, to some of my people that come for readings, sometimes we actually need to go down the wrong path, because if we didn't have the wrong path, we wouldn't know what the right path is for us. And so sometimes we have those things that come up to challenge our own sort of inner compass.
Yeah, absolutely. A lovely question from Julia. It's not a silly question. She's put a silly question, maybe, but how do I know if I'm feeling my own energy as opposed to my guides, for example, because I still don't think I can distinguish the difference, if that makes sense. Makes complete sense. Again, with, that you need to, right, so I'll talk more about this on, we do another session, because I'm probably not going to cram everything in, but there's an exercise that you can kind of do, and it's best if you do it with somebody else, but how can you do that on your own? You can just literally, again, sat there with your hands on your heart and just imagine in your mind's eye, if you visual or feel, just trust what comes through, and just imagine in your mind's eye your auric field expanding, and like we did in the meditation, maybe do the meditation again and just feel your energy. And what you can do is you can just imagine somebody else's energy. I don't know, I'm going to say a dog or something like that, but that's a bit silly. But I don't know, if you've got a partner or something like that maybe isn't spiritual. If you've got one that's spiritual, this is great. It's a great kind of exercise that you can do. But just imagine their energy and just feel your own energy, and just get used to that, and recognize that when you're out and about and you're interacting with people, what's your energy and what's theirs. Good example of this is what I call energy vampires. You get these people and they just like, it's just like, it feels like they've got you in a chokehold, of just like sapping the energy out of you, and you're just thinking, Jesus Christ, I just can't wait to get away from you, but you can't, because you work with them. Yeah, that was my last job. Yeah, it was. I was surrounded by them. But anyway, so as you practice this and extend your auric field out further, the easier that will become. It's like when you go to the gym, you don't get a six-pack just by going once. It's practice. Just keep doing it. Just keep sitting in your own energy and feeling it and feeling it and feeling it, and just trusting, even if it's just what comes into your mind. Oh, my energy feels, really level, or it feels calm. Doesn't matter. You might see the energy. Just Lottie, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what I was going to say. That's how I sort of have gone about it in what I do on a day-to-day basis. I find it really beneficial, like just getting to be aware of all my sort of aspects of myself. And exactly like Lorraine just said, if I, before I went sort of really down the layer of like peeling back all the layers of my healing, and we've got all this noise around us, finding yourself in that sort of grounded space, maybe sitting in that sort of meditation space, not with anything like a guided meditation, just sitting in your own energy, feeling how it feels on a given day. Have I got a headache? Am I feeling a bit lower in my own mood today? Am I, X, Y, Z? And then sort of feeling the energies around you. So if I was going to set up sort of to do a reading, that is exactly what I would do. I would sit there prior to the reading and just go, okay, how am I feeling within myself before I open up to any energies around me? And I would sit there and I'd feel into that. And then I would open up my energies and call energies forward. And you just get used to sort of doing that exact same thing. And it's like Lorraine said, everybody has got an energy signature. It's a typical thing of like, if you're in a room and you've got your back to the door and someone walks in, say your mum walks in or your partner walks in, you recognize that energy signature. And that's how you start to differentiate between what is your energy and that of another. But you have to sort of know your own energy first. So getting really into that space of being aware of that. And also in doing that, it's actually really beneficial, because then you start being aware of your own power and you start noticing it more on a day-to-day basis, so that you can actually be, acknowledging, oh, I'm not feeling so good today. Okay, what can I do to change that? You start to sort of implement it in that way as well. Okay. When meditating, you see colours, does it from here? Yeah, that definitely does mean that that will mean that your third eye is opening, Lisa. Usually, again, like I described earlier, that sort of lava lamp imagery. Sometimes that can mean that you're connecting to angel frequencies. Everything, when we look at it from a spiritual perspective, is energy and vibration and light and frequency. And so a lot of us, when we're opening that third eye, will connect to sort of colours, because we're tapping into that sort of light frequency realm where a lot of sort of these spirit energies will reside. And so that could be what you're tapping into there. So definitely that is a really good, strong indication that your third eye is opening, if not already open. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I see colours all the time. I get red bubbles. So I get these red bubbles and then I see purple and then I just see all different colours. But sometimes I see, sometimes I don't. But I've trained myself to just feel and just trust whatever pops into my mind. Not everybody's visual, and that's not a bad problem. It's not a problem at all. Absolutely isn't. You know, so just keep going with the colours, keep meditating, keep relaxing every day, and you know, you will evolve. But the inner work and the human kind of work has to be done as well along the journey. Where was another good question? The lady was saying, Diane, Violet is, yeah, it is for a lot of people, you know, and yeah, it just, it can be anything. It can be your connection. It could be your just little way, like my red bubbles. That might be when you see that purple, you know that you've kind of connected into the, you know, quantum field and the multiverse. So absolutely.
Exactly.
What's Mary Shepherd? That's where I'm going wrong. Then praying to Archangel Michael every day. You're not going wrong.
No.
Absolutely, you're not going wrong at all. But what happens is when we keep praying and we build that resistance, because everything is energy, right? In the universe, everything is energy. So all that, unfortunately, that you might be happening, Mary, is you're just creating more resistance. But if we don't get the answer as well, it's because we have to change something. And that could be like a poo, you know, sandwich. Absolutely. We, you know, we don't want to, you know, we just want somebody else to come and kind of save us where they're not going to. We have to save ourselves. And that's, you know, God's honest. And, you know, I think any healer or facilitator out there that's saying otherwise, you know, it's not being honest with you or themselves.
It's giving that power away, isn't it? And remembering that power is actually already within you. You're such a powerful being. It just being the fact that we are here in these 3D bodies ourselves, that just indicates how powerful you are. But it's just coming back more into alignment with that. Yeah, it's absolutely fine to call in Archangel Michael for protection if the situation serves it. But not all the time, because sometimes it could deter us away from our own power and increasing our vibration to be in alignment with that.
Spot on. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. If you felt like it might be orange, well then go with that, Jilly. That would indicate that one of your stronger clairsenses is a sense of feeling. Well, like I will have some readings some days where I literally will have nothing but feeling, and I will feel that the individual next to me is a male. I will feel that their name is XYZ. I will feel that they would have been in the military. And again, it could be that's because that's how my clairs are working that day. It could be that the past loved one that I'm connecting with was more somebody who worked from that sort of perspective themselves in life. And that could be the stronger clair ability that you're working off with to start with. So just keep going with that. And the stronger it gets, the other ones will can't start coming into place. You just got to trust it.
Absolutely. And the orange, you know, it's linked to your sacral. So maybe when you're meditating,
confidence,
you know, you know, it's like your passion and stuff, isn't it? You know, sexual energy, but maybe focus on that more, you know, because I think at this moment in time, we've been called into the divine feminine and we're doing so much clearing, you know, and yeah, like womb healing is quite important at the minute. So maybe think about that as well. That's just what came in for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What other I see most? I'm just trying to see if there's anyone. Oh, somebody's asking about how do they start setting the first steps. Go back and watch the video because I've given. If you go back, rewind the video and watch it. I gave, and Lottie gave some information as well. So yeah, just go and do that, darling, because I'm just trying to get through as many questions as we can. Right, I see mostly greens, but very vivid.
Okay.
Oh, and lovely, in it,
Yeah.
and deep blue and purple. I have no clue what they mean though. Yeah, but like Lottie says, whatever comes into your mind. So when you're meditating or when you're seeing that color, just ask. Just
what is
ask.
it?
The question is, why am I being shown this green? Just wait, and you might have to do it 5 times. You might have to do it 50 times. Who knows? But eventually you'll start trusting your higher self and what it feeds you, because so many people go, I'm making it up. You're not. Promise you.
No.
You're not.
There's also it could be a couple of different things. When we were working with the Rahani, I always bring Archangel Raphael in. He resides on the green ray, but we're also working on your heart chakra. The heart chakra resides on the green ray. The blue could well be the Archangel Michael energy that we're bringing in for that protection. And the purple is the third eye aspect. Okay, so it could just be that those are all the areas that we're being most focused on for you, because that's what you're needing most prominently at this point in your journey as well.
Absolutely. Just trust. Oh, hang on. We've done that, you silly devil. Go away. One sec. Oh. Sorry, my screen went all funny then. Bloody thing. There was a question. Where's it gone? After having a heart attack, I had to let my daughter go. She was more concerned about how she felt, not even asking how I was, and didn't like. Do you know what? I'm so sorry that you went through that, Carolyn. And I really pray that you're, full and kind of, back to full health now. And do you know what? I just want to give you so much praise and adoration, because that's such a, powerful thing for you to do to yourself, to allow, even blood, because we're taught, aren't we, the social norms. Oh, it's my mother, it's my father, it's my daughter, it's my son, it's my uncle. None of that, really, actually, truly matters. If you're not being loved and cherished and honoured, then it doesn't matter whether they're family. They need to go in the bin. So do you know what? Kudos to you, darling.
Yeah, that takes a huge amount of courage. Well done.
Are you okay now, though, lovely? I hope you are. I hope you'll kind of get back to full health. Bless you. So you commented further down. Yeah, I hope you have, darling. Anyway, we're sending you all love and healing, and hopefully you got some more tonight from us.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. There we go. This is only became more spiritually curious 6 months ago and desperately trying to learn how to meditate. Never sure if I'm doing it right, but I do see colours almost every time. You go, Lottie, first.
Yeah, amazing. I always say with meditation, it's whatever resonates with you in terms of how you're doing it. We're told the sort of age-old way of sitting there in either silence or putting a guided meditation. That doesn't work with everybody, and especially when you're first getting into it and with the busyness of the world, sometimes it's not easy to sit there for like 10-20 minutes a day and try and do the meditation. I always say it's whatever gets your brain into that certain frequency that sort of operates when we're in a meditative space. So it could be that it'll be taking you for a walk. You'll get into that space of like relaxation when you're going for a walk. It could be that you'll go for a run. It could be that you love creating. So you might love drawing. You might love writing. Anything that gets your brain into a frequency where it feels aligned and relaxed, that's a meditative space. And the more that you start doing that, you might find then you'll be called to sit and do meditation in sort of guided perspective, or just sitting there in complete silence. But just start in a way that feels comfortable with you first and foremost, and then lean into that. But if you're already seeing colours every time you do, sounds like you're doing a pretty good job already, Lisa, and you're definitely heading in the right direction.
Absolutely. And like Lottie said, meditation can be just washing up mindfully. It can be walking the dog in the park, and you're just focusing on your breathing, or you're focusing just on, what's in front of you, and your mind's not going kind of left field. Something with something that I mentioned to clients that struggle to meditate is I ask them to listen to just music, not even a guided. They just listen to music and they just focus on their breath, and they start off at, say, 5 minutes, right? Just maybe put a timer on if you want to, or just meditate 5 minutes. And every time you feel your mind going away from your breath, you just bring it back. But some clients find it really hard to, have that sort of kind of settle that monkey mind. Yeah. So what I suggest to them is they just imagine there's a box kind of in front of them, either side or in the middle, wherever they want. And every time they get that thought, I need to hang the washing out, I need to do the shopping, I need to do wash Johnny's shorts for PE the next day, whatever it is, you just put it in the box. You just put it in the box. You just keep putting it in the box until eventually you know, you can come back to that, you know, whatever's in there, but I bet you 50 quid, you'll go back to that box and everything that you put in it won't even be in there. You're like, I can't remember what was in there. But that's just a really good kind of mental practice to get into, but just listen to music and just put everything in the box. Everything in the box, just keep going in the box. Eventually you'll get sick of putting things in the box, and then you'll end up doing 10 minutes and you'll think, oh my God, I've meditated for 10 minutes. You know, I'm just focusing on my breathing. You just focus, whatever style of breathing that you like. Six breathing is, you know, probably the better one, but you know, even box breathing, you know, there's many different, look them up, just go on Google, it's your friend, and have a look and see what different breathing methods there are out there. It's just really quite simple.
And if you want a cheat code, which is a great cheat code, have a look at binaural beats. They literally put your brain in your meditative state for you. If you're like really trying for time, and you can literally put them on anywhere. You know, obviously don't listen to the ones that maybe require you to be in a really relaxing space when you're driving. But some of them you can literally just put in your earphones when you're just trying to focus. You know, when you say you work from home or something, and they put your brain in that space for you. So that's a little handy trick if you can't think of how to do the other ones as well.
Absolutely, but I think more importantly, just find something that you like listening to, isn't it? Whatever, you know, if people, you know, we can recommend things, but you know, just find something that you like and just stick with it, because I don't know how many of you know, but they've actually done MRI scans on the brain, and for people who have got more places lit up in their brain that meditate than don't. So it's scientifically evidenced for you, logical lefties that need, you know, that kind of confirmation. KMD, I'm on anxiety medication for years that does stop me seeing. Well, I've got to say, that's a belief. It stopped you seeing, is it not? Got to be honest. And as I find meditation's hard, so right in that sentence, right, I'm not trying to dig you out or call you out, but in that sentence there's a lot of kind of, you know, things that maybe we could help you break through. Is you know, you believe that it's stopping you seeing, and then you find these meditations hard. Just by us saying that something is hard, it will be hard. Our voice and our frequency, what we put out in the physical and in the spiritual, is so powerful. So that belief system, maybe you could change the word to challenging. Maybe you know, if you feel able to say something like is you know, I'm on anxiety medication. Like, how do you know that that's stopping you? Did you used to see before, but then you started taking the medication, now you don't see? Is that your evidence, or is it the belief system? So I'd be really interested to know that.
And again, it's finding whatever sort of practice works for you, isn't it? You might just prefer to sit there with one of those mindfulness coloring books. Then it's going to have the same outcome for you, because it's going to get you into that space. It's whatever it might be that you know, something, it's whatever calms you. Okay, if you are sort of faced with anxiety, what do you like to do that brings you a space of feeling calm and at peace? That's your meditation space in itself.
Absolutely. Bang on, Lottie. What's that? Yes, I've noticed other people have set expectations of you, and when you change and don't fit this anymore, some people don't like. Absolutely. They're not benefiting from the weak boundaries that we've had with people. So yes, they will, you know, go into their little tantrum of, you know, you're wrong, it's you're triggering me, you're doing this, and pointing their little bony fingers at you. And you're
doesn't it mean
all that? It's all about me. So you just have to power through that and just move through that, because you absolutely can.
And it also means that you're actually doing you're actually doing a really good job putting those boundaries in place, because it's having an impact on the people that you're doing it with. So actually you're achieving something there by proving that you're honoring yourself, and it's actually working. So it's not all bad when you look at it from that perspective.
Exactly. And triggers, you know, I said to Lottie I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to, but anyone triggers at you and gets you annoyed or pissed off, cheesed off, you want to thank them, because they're doing you a favour, showing you what you need to heal. But we will go, oh yeah, they're doing that to me. They're not actually. It's the wound that we have in ourselves.
Huge benefit.
We need to heal, you know, and we've all got them. Just seeing what other. Can you? I like this one. Can you extend your own protective energy to others and family members? Yeah, well, not so much your own energy, but you can you can, because obviously you can do that, but it's better if you kind of implement, say, you know, what I like to use, and it's only what I like to use, is like a pyramid of light, so like of diamond light. So, you know, if, you know, you can use a bubble of light if someone's in a car, because I'm just trying to think of different scenarios. But if you're home, so you've got a horrible neighbour and they're just being absolute, you know, horrors, you can put a diamond kind of grid over your home, a pyramid, you know, and just keep topping that energy up. But really, it's up for them to do. You can send them healing energy. You can send them energy, but using your own energy is probably. What do you think, Lottie? I would say probably.
I would say
just be caution.
Yeah, I'd say you wouldn't lose your own energy. I would say more than anything, that is probably a position that you might call in, like energies of like Archangel Michael. You might call him in at that point and say, you know, can you put a protective energy field around my loved one's home because they're going through this scenario, or they're traveling back from this space where there's been some sort of disaster. That's when you can call in like the help from sort of Archangel Michael or energies like that, because then you're sort of staying sort of within your own strength and power, because actually what's more beneficial there is you're staying grounded within your own frequency of strength and resilience, to have confidence that whatever scenario they're going through, they'll get through. You're kind of taking off the reins of your like own need to sort of protect that situation, which, especially when it comes to sort of loved ones, we can then have that ego perspective or that bias of being a bit sort of concerned or entering in with the energy of sort of worry or fear around it. So sometimes it is actually better to sort of stay grounded within your own energy, keep that strong, and it's actually going to enable them more so in the long term, and extend that by using that sort of archangel energy around them at that time.
Yeah, perfect. Brilliant question here from Caroline Page. I see yellow ribbon when I think of my stomach when it's knotted. Never thought of asking why I received this. Thank you. Or last next time. But also think about this. What came for me as soon as I read it was, you know, your solar plexus, you know, that's our personal power, you know, kind of our confidence and ability to be able to, you know, kind of change ourselves. So it's very important, that is. And it's the, you know, when you think about the chakras in the body, I mean, there's absolutely hundreds, you know, and I'll be speaking more about this and doing some meditations on this in the future. But, you know, it's your kind of it's your lower chakra. So when you think about your lower chakras, you've got your root, haven't you, your sacral and your solar plexus. Then obviously the heart is the middle, and it, you know, kind of as above, so below. But it's that really that personal power. So what I'm getting through for you is, you know, where in your life are you needing to kind of step out of your comfort zone, and where are you being kind of squashed? I don't know why I want to say squashed for a better word.
Yeah.
You know, by not being in your personal power. Is there somebody around you that's maybe not being encouraging and that kind of tries to pull you back when you're moving forward? It may be a friend, a partner, don't know, but that's what came through for me. But
yeah, I agree. No, and especially because it's yellow as well, which is actually really resonant to that sort of chakra space as well. Or is there certain cycles that you're taking yourself through that you know don't serve you anymore? Is there something that you could be doing that you could change on your individual path, that you're holding your own energy back? And there's that anxiety around that. It's like, you know, you've got yourself into being in this comfort zone that doesn't serve you. And, you know, every time that you try and move away from that, you get that feeling of anxiety. Well, where in sort of respect to that, can you lean into that to overcome those obstacles within yourself? What is it that you can do to step into that personal power a little bit more and challenge it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's 8:10. Lottie, I don't know if you want to go, but if you want to stay, love, because I know you said you were going to go at 8.
It's all right. I'll stay for a couple more questions.
Yeah, brilliant. No, I just wanted to let you know, that was all, darling. This is another superb question. When I give Reiki healing, I see colours. Are the colours for me or them? So both.
Hello, Julia.
Yeah. Oh, is that your friend?
Yeah, Julia. I think Julia's been for a couple of readings for me. Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's both.
It's both. It's pretty much both, because you're channeling that energy. And And it's probably predominantly because we're pretty much also actually we're a mirror, aren't we? Usually we're working with individuals that we're working on something within ourselves that is mirrored in that respect. So it's more than likely whatever you're channeling at the time for that individual when it comes to the healing. But equally, you're probably sort of receiving some benefit in having that energy coming through to you as well. So it's a mixture of both, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely love this one as well. Does menopause affect meditation as I find it harder? Yeah, the sheets are wringing wet, aren't they, with all the sweat and the night sweats? I think no. I'd say the answer is probably no. And maybe I think, yeah, I think we're maybe conditioned to think in a certain way about menopause. It's just literally a kind of physical change of the hormone. So I would probably say no. I wouldn't say it would make it harder. What would you say, Lottie?
I haven't been through it myself, so I won't comment.
Yeah,
but I might have the answers in a couple of years for you.
Okay. Yeah,
but I would say probably not. I just say it's all dependent on finding the meditation that suits you, isn't it? So if you find that guided meditation or sitting there in the sort of like a silent aspect of meditation is difficult for you with whatever you're affected with when it comes to your menopause and the symptoms you get from that, then what other aspects of meditation, would you feel better just going out for a walk, or sitting by a body of water, or, doing some mindfulness exercises? And what, it's just kind of like working with the different energies and seeing what works for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this question. As I have ADHD, I couldn't meditate and without monkey chatter for years, but I realised it's because I had to practice meditating more. Now I'm in a meditative state in the click of a finger. Absolutely. And this is available to everybody. It's the only thing that will stop us is our mind by not believing it's not available to us. Absolutely.
Yes.
It is.
And do you know what? It's so true, isn't it? Oh, who is it that says it? I can't think off the top of my head. It's like Buddha or something like that. If you think that you don't have time to meditate, then you really need to start meditating. And it's so true, because when you start meditating, the world around you starts shifting to match that frequency that you're sitting in when you get into that meditative space.
Yeah.
And so then you start to notice that you have more time.
Absolutely. And I think there's another phrase, I can't remember who it is, but if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Oh, isn't it like
but that's
it's thingy Ford, isn't it? Henry Ford.
Yeah, I don't know, one of them anyway, but it's like really simple, isn't it? If you think you can do it, you can do it. If you think you can't, you're right either way. So choose wisely, isn't it? It's what we want to choose. What's that one? I have a question. Every night when I'm relaxed in my right ear, I hear music and people talking. Is that the ether? You go first, Lots.
Yeah, 100%. Especially when you're first starting to tap in, and you basically when you're starting to spiritually open up, especially when we're going to sleep at night. One, because it's quieter and we're sort of settling down for sleep, we are more open and sensitive to the energies around us. And two, if, for example, say, Steph, you have the abilities of mediumship, we become a bit like a moth to the flame, and it's almost like we have a light bulb on and they see us and they're like, brilliant, we're going to try and blend with your energy. And so simply it does sound that you are connecting to the higher planes and the higher realms of existence. If you're finding that it's a bit frustrating when you're trying to get off to sleep, you have control over that. You can just say, look, I'm trying to get to sleep. If there's anything that's beneficial for me to know why you're coming to me, can you connect with me in the day when I'm sort of going about my day-to-day business, and maybe finding some time to sit again in maybe in a meditative space and connecting in them. But absolutely, that sounds exactly what you're connecting with there.
Yeah, it's funky, isn't it? When you start hearing stuff, you think, am I making it up? But you're not.
No.
I had a spinal fusion in 96 from Lisa Davis, lasted 8 years and the pain returned. So I need pain meds to get through my days. I thought that the metal or the meds, no, they're not. They're not. The belief system that is affecting you is maybe what's preventing you. We've all got a spirit team. We're always connected to our higher self, right? And we just have to believe and trust in that.
Yeah.
It's that simple. There's a lot of spiritual mumbo jumbo out there that says it's complicated, it's hard, you have to sit and meditate, you can't eat meat, you can't do this, you can't do that. absolute low punk nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts with a capital N.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd
I
rather say
agree.
the B word, but anyway, mustn't swear. But absolutely not. It's not true. Just move through that belief, and you can do that simply by just maybe having some other power statements that you use.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
and also accepting that you might not always see. So go with the feeling. What else? If you haven't got the feeling, like Lottie said, with the colouring books, or listening to music, make sure it's the right frequency. Solfeggios are the best, absolutely, because they are, kind of what we're made of and what the universe is made of, rather than
exactly.
So absolutely, but yeah, please move through that belief, because the only thing that's stopping you from expanding and evolving is you, and that's we're our own biggest block. I've had to swallow that pill. Everybody does. It's part of the.
I had it with like when I got diagnosed with I've been diagnosed with epilepsy, and when I was sort of going through that was when I was really leaning into like connecting with my abilities, and I was like, oh my goodness, like what if the medication's going to mean that I can't connect, and blah 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 blah. Now I've flipped it on its head, and I'm like, my epilepsy is my superpower, because that's actually the gateway to my connection. It's just changing your mindset around it. How can you change your mindset about the situation with your pain, and sort of channeling that in a different way, so that actually it brings you into alignment to the outcome that you do want? We are powerful creators, and we can create anything that we want. It's just flipping the mindset around what we want to achieve to get that outcome.
Yeah, I've got this question that I put there. I'm a very old soul with many ailments. Can you tell me why? Not in this session, we couldn't, I'm afraid. If you wanted to work with me or Lottie directly, then probably we could. But, all I will say there is it depends what our soul contract is, Sometimes we find out in the work that I do, and certainly probably with Lottie, is we only find out what we're meant to know, because otherwise what would be the point of reincarnating into this meat suit, into this lifetime, if we knew everything, if we had all the gifts as well? So my perception on even the spiritual gifts is, I think my own personal perception is we can develop them, absolutely, but all we're developing is our intuition, which is connection to our higher self, right? And we want to put it in a box and say it's it's this, so it's that, or whatever, but that's what we come for. So the ailments, it depends. It absolutely depends. You might have chosen to come with and experience those ailments, or you might not, and your purpose might be to work through this lifetime and heal yourself, or not heal yourself, but you can find those answers out by speaking to your own soul. I do that with clients. I help them fully connect to their higher self and bringing my own energy into the session. So Lottie will probably say something similar, I would imagine.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Like, we can go into it more in depth if you wanted to sort of focus on that individually, and we can have those sessions put in place. But it's exactly that, going into that inner aspect of yourself and asking, and you'll always have the answers. It will always come back to you pretty much straight away as well. And it's just sort of going with that. And sometimes we are not going to know. Sometimes, exactly like Lorraine said, we choose these, maybe in a previous lifetime we lived in a certain way, and we had all the riches in the world, and this lifetime we've come back and wanted to have experience some challenges. It's all dependent on what our soul is needing, where it is right now at this point in time.
Absolutely. So this is from A. It says, every night I have such powerful dreams, and I've often adventures in the realms. When I wake up, I feel like I'm slammed back into my body. How do I tap in and explore this even more? Well, again, I can only speak about my own perception. I don't believe that it's dreams. I believe that we leave our body every night and we are in the realms. Sometimes we remember, sometimes we might, describe them as dreams. I believe that we leave our body and we are, people call it astro traveling, or, whatever, whatever label you want to give to it, it doesn't matter. And you feel, you're feeling that physical impact. What I would do if that were me, I'd be saying to my higher self, look, can you make it a bit easy when I come back in? And you don't like it kind of wheelie and skid me back into my body. Can you just lower me gently, please? But you can also ask as well, set your intention before you go to sleep at night. I do this for healing because I've got physical stuff going on. so I do this for healing. You know, I just say, look, can you take me to wherever? I don't remember in the morning. I started seeing all kind of funky symbols and other bits and bobs. Don't know what that is, but never get too hung up on and that as well. And I say this to one of my friends, I think was lurking in the comments, is one of the biggest parts of our spiritual journey that I believe, my perception is that we don't always need to know the answers. We don't be that's just a human construct. And the more we can let go of that, the better. And the faster you will evolve. I promise you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the more you let go as well, sometimes that's when you do get the insight that you've been looking for.
Yeah.
Because you're opening the door for that information to come forward as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Spot on, lots. Spot on. Yeah. Caroline said about, poor old Caroline, you've had a bloody heart attack and now you've got tinnitus. What it's bloody called? Tinnitus. Is that me not hearing others or hearing too much or something else? I got that as well. I came off depression and anxiety medication, and you know, that I've had it ever since. So it depends. I mean, go and get it checked. So you've been diagnosed, have you? You know, like all of us do get that kind of, you know, it sounds like someone's got a baked bean tin over your head and you get that, you know, when something's going on and I'm thinking, oh my God, what have I just said? Or what somebody just said, no, because I need to remember that, you know? So if it's different to that, I would just, you know, we are down here with a physical body that's not meant to last forever. So we do get these.
I think if it's like consistent, then it might be leaning more into like something like tinnitus. I think when it's sort of like frequencies coming in and out, sometimes you might get them like full on some days. And some days they're sort of dip in and out. I get them like really sort of heavily if we've got a lot of sort of solar flares happening, or if there's like a full moon or something like that, because you've got to remember that when we've got like, and there's so many different moon cycles happening this year, it's all to do with this shift in consciousness as well. That the full moon is linked to our intuition, so that's going to heighten that. So you might notice around those days you might have like a couple of days of like loads of sort of ringing in your ears, and then it goes. It's just getting aware of, you know, when is it happening and how is it happening, and again, you know, exercising your discernment. What do you think instinctively is causing it? Is it tinnitus or is it frequencies that you're connecting with?
Yeah, going a bit off track here, but will you both be at the NAC this weekend? Yes, Lottie and I will be there.
We will be.
Yeah, Lottie will be there Friday, Saturday, and I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's still space for Nikki's workshop tickets, so I'd hurry up because I don't think there's that many left, to be honest. So if you are
involved,
come, because it's going to be such a fantastic weekend. It'd be lovely to meet some of you if you can make it. So we'll be there if you're going to be there. See you then. See you when we're looking at it. Absolutely. Yeah, really looking forward to it. And I think it's the biggest one since Nikki's done for like donkey's years. So it'll be, you know, without Darren, choppy weekend for a lover, but we will be there to support her. And I know that a lot of her fans and followers will be there to give her a cuddle. And A just said, what did she say? So excited. Oh, Diane, you're coming, are you, Diane? You're saying so. Yeah, of course you will. Yeah, we'll hang around. Nikki's workshop is I think it's either 2:15. I think the Sunday one starts at 2:15. And don't quote me on it, anybody, and say, you know, Lorraine said on the thing, go and check the times. But I'm sure it's like 2:30 till. Anyway, it's about 2:00. It's around about 2:00, the one on the Friday, and then she's doing a book signing afterwards. So if you want to get to meet Nikki, if you haven't got workshop tickets for Friday, because that's sold out, 210 tickets like that.
Pretty much straight away, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, come and say hello. Yeah, Creative Saint Helena. Sounds like you've got a lovely job. Yeah, and they saying thanks. I definitely need a gentle handling for my Astro travels. Yeah, ask for it. We always ask.
Yeah.
You know, when we're getting, you know, kind of if we've got too much pain in our body, ask. Turn something I do with clients that you can do yourself. Happy to share this is just imagine in your mind's eye when you've got really bad pain. Just close your eyes and just tap into yourself and just imagine in front of you there's a dial. So say if you've got pain at 10, just imagine it turning it down, and you can, if you're visual, great. Don't know why I'm shutting my eyes when I'm saying it. Just imagine this dial when you're turning it down, and just keep doing that and keep practicing just putting it down. You know, that can work for pain as well. You know, but us saying it's hard, it's really painful. Oh, I'm in agony. I feel like I'm dying. All that, stop it right from today. If you want to do yourself an absolute favour, all that negative talk needs to go in the bin, and you'll catch yourself. You catch yourself doing it, and it's repetition. The mind learns by repetition. So the more you do it, the easier it gets. The more you meditate, the easier it gets. The more you do any spiritual practice, easier it gets.
Like a muscle, isn't it? Something you go to the gym for the first time. Of course, it's going to be sore at first, but the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Absolutely. Will you ladies ever come to Canada? No idea at the moment, Lisa.
Is that an invite?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Is that John to yeah, it's cold there, though, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not so keen on the old president either, but anyway, that's a story for another day. I shush. But yeah, I think we kind of covered most of the questions, really, girls.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
some great questions tonight.
Yeah, just want to say thanks to everybody for coming, and I hope you enjoyed it. And hot H2O dog lover. Thanks to everybody for coming. We really do hope you've enjoyed it. You said, Caroline F, wonderful, such insights and words of wisdom with two beautiful ladies. Huge love. Exactly, all back to you. But yeah, that's what we're here to do. So we're going to be doing this. Well, Lottie wasn't sure she was going to do it every 2 weeks, but I plan on doing this again in 2 weeks. Maybe not such a long meditation, but yeah, just the Q&A of questions and things that you want to ask. Absolutely.
Maybe having a mixture, because sometimes we can do a bit like that, because sometimes people just need that, don't they? That sort of nudge when it comes to their own spiritual path.
I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll put up a poll on my page. Can you please, everyone that's been here, please, can you go and look in the information and give Lottie a subscribe on her YouTube channel, please? And
thank you to everybody who already has.
Exactly. Thank you for everyone that already has. Absolutely, blinding. Thank you very much. But then like and share the video as well, because it gets it out there to more people. More people get eyes on it. Everyone's needing help at the moment. Not everyone's got the ability to pay, because times are, kind of tough. I'm not going to say the whole garbage that we trot out over here. Cost of living crisis. Yeah, well, it's anyway. I'll have to shut up because I'll go on to the thingy. But yeah, so please subscribe, please like the video, please share the video, and we'll be back, in the words of Arnie.
We will.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks. And just much love to you all, and keep going, keep smiling.
And if you're there next weekend, we'll see you.
Yeah, come and see us. Yeah, come and say hi.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, love you and leave you. Have a lovely evening, and or morning, good afternoon, good evening. Lots of love.
Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.